Welcome to another episode of Ask Cindy Connector Live. Well, hello. Happy Aloha Friday. Happy Pay It Forward Friday. This is Cindy, your host over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Make sure that you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. As a matter of fact, if you subscribe on YouTube and you comment on this very video and you share either to LinkedIn or Facebook, I'll gift you a 5-night hotel stay. We're talking Mexico, Greece, Hawaii. Where you want to go, just let me know, baby. I could hook that up. So I'm actually going to hook you up on the hotel. You just paid the tax on the hotel. So really quickly, if you'd like to comment today, please go to streamyard.com/Facebook. So both of the platforms marry. Otherwise, we'll just see Facebook user. So today I like to do a big plug to National Day Calendar. Actually, you could check out my other podcast at Bucket List Coach Web Show. I interviewed him yesterday as it's Aviation History Month. And today is National French Dip Day. So my favorite place in LA is Felipe's, the original, right in downtown LA. And of course, here in Orange County is the Bronx. They have an amazing French dip with the Dutch crust. Yum, yum, yum. And so next week, I will not be on the show. I'm actually going to be speaking at the Leverage Conference. Please go to surfcityalohamarketing.com to get more information. So today I have my friend Jonathan Della Garza at ThePositivePin.com. We've known each other since 2010 and reconnected again here on Facebook. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Honored to be here.
Well, tell everybody your story behind the Positive Pin.
So in 2009, I was experiencing kind of a down year or down month, and I needed a reminder. So I was at this little diner and I sketched out some things. And actually the first thing I sketched out was one of those speech bubbles. When you speak, I thought, I need to be speaking more positive things into my life. And then I thought to myself, what's more profound than speaking? And it's actually thinking. Like, we should think before we speak. So I sketched out the symbol for the positive pin, which you can see is a little thought bubble. And inside it is the symbol for positivity, which is a plus sign. And I had about 100 of those made. And I started actually wearing them and sharing them with my friends, and they got a great reception. So then I had the idea to start sharing them with other business owners, small business owners in particular, and they really liked the idea to have a reminder to think positive thoughts, because it's so easy to think negative thoughts. We're constantly bombarded with negativity in the media. It sort of has branched out since then. In 2012, I started interviewing people that I would meet that had a positive attitude, and I would give them a positive pin, and I would tell them, or I would ask them, why don't you tell me, why are you in such a good mood? And so it was great because I was rewarding their positivity, which made them even more positive, and it created an aura of positivity. So for a year, I recorded one person a week, and just to get their thoughts, and those are all on my YouTube page.
So this is something that's super, super important, is to have a positive mindset as a daily method of operation. As you see my little stick ups over there, those are my daily I am statements. So before I do anything, before I have breakfast, have a protein shake, anything, I'm actually reciting all those I am statements. Tell me what you actually do for your daily method of operation.
Well, basically when I wake up, I had this practice and I've given some speeches about it. I tell people to the very, very second that you wake up, and you have to want to wake up, because, sometimes in the morning we'll wake up, we'll open our eyes and we want to get another 5 minutes sleep. But for those of you that really want to wake up and you want to start your day in like a turbocharged great mood, do what I call is the big goofy grin. And that smile as big as you can in your bed by yourself. Just make this huge grin, and your brain will be releasing some very important chemicals, endorphins, and they will make you actually wake up, and you'll kind of laugh at yourself. And it's just a fantastic way to start the day. And also to be grateful that you can wake up, because there's so many people that would love to have that opportunity. They didn't get that the night before. So I always, when I wake up, if I want to start my day in like a really, really good mood, I do the big goofy grin in bed, but it wakes me up. So you have to be ready to wake up and be in a good mood. The big goofy grin. Remember that.
So you mean like when you called me this morning and it was 6:00 here in California time and I had that goofy grin? There's Jonathan.
Yes. It helps. I mean, it said that the one thing that the one and only thing we can really control in our lives is our mindset.
Exactly. Just 6 inches between the ears. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know if I told you my story because it's been a few years since we chatted, but my mother actually had myself and my brother afraid of the water, whether it be the ocean or the pool. And me being a Leo and like, ain't happening. And I'm still scared. But a couple of years ago, when I moved out here to the Huntington Beach area, I said, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to surf. And I actually met who is now my current instructor, and he's absolutely amazing. And he just pushes me to the limits. But it's a big fear bucket list, but I told myself that I was going to do it. And that's the one thing that he always says, hey, it's the 6 inches between the ears that is keeping you from doing things. And so once you get rid of that negative mindset, then there's so much you can do. And so I actually learned how to surf last year. And then this year I actually stood up. So just the feeling to stand up and to accomplish that goal. And I'll tell you what, Jonathan, it has helped me overcome so many other kind of fears in business and relationships and friendships. So overcoming fear is just so powerful. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that fear, my interpretation of what you're saying is not necessarily a negative thing, but just, something that you are unaccustomed to. And it seems like nowadays people are so unaccustomed to thinking in a positive way. So the pin, for those of you who haven't seen it, this is the positive pin. It's a little magnetic lapel pin. And as I said, it's a symbol to think positive thoughts. And over the times that I have created these, I actually started creating different colors. And what was neat about these is some of these different colors, I would donate a portion of my sales to different charities. And I even got contacted by people who said, hey, listen, can you create a custom color for me? Because I want to share these throughout our company. And our company's color happens to be like this kind of a unique yellow here. It's this Pittsburgh yellow, like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he bought 500. So if anyone's interested, there is a chance, a possibility to make them. Now, I'm not sure with this whole shipping container delays, how long it would take. Hopefully not that long, but I do have tons of the white ones, which is really the one that started it all and kind of my little baby.
Well, I'd like to introduce you to Mary West. She's in the Northwest in the Seattle area, and she actually runs the Mary West Network. So sometime either today or this weekend, I'm going to send you an email introduction. You definitely need to have her in your sphere of influence.
Yeah, sounds great. Hey, Mary. Nice to meet you.
So let's talk about a call to action.
Okay. Well, one of the things I wanted to do is the positive pins. If you go to my website, PositivePin.com. Now, for the tech people, please forgive me. My positive pin website is not mobile friendly yet. I'm in the process of of getting the website redone. So it's mobile friendly, but you see the order now button. If you click the order now button, you can go to where you can actually order the colors. I have a few custom colors right now, but in the payout segment, there is a place for special notes. And if you mention that you saw, you're getting my pins because you saw this, there you go. And if you order some, it'll take you to the PayPal page. If you say that you saw me on Cindy's podcast, I will double your order at no additional cost. So yeah, but you have to put it in the special instruction segment of the PayPal payout page that you saw me on Cindy's podcast, and I'll double your order. So it's a win-win. And these are so fun to share. I'm telling you, when you see somebody that has a great attitude and you happen to have one of these and you say, hey, listen, you have such a great attitude. Let me acknowledge that. It creates, like I said, this aura of positive energy. And not only that, but I'm never without one. I always have one. And it's a great conversation starter too. Someone will ask you, what is that on your shirt or whatever? And by the way, it's a magnet. So, it'll never damage your clothing. I actually have one on my hat, and people will ask me,
very cool.
What is that symbol? And it's called the positive pin. It's just a reminder to think positive thoughts. And it's such a nice feeling to do that. And it's a nice feeling to share positivity. So positivepin.com, get some pins, mention you saw this interview on Cindy's podcast, and I will double your order.
So what's the best referral for you?
The best, what was that?
Referral.
Oh, I think really small, any business really. I was telling Cindy before the podcast started, I was having a conversation with a gentleman who has a pretty large business, and these are actually tax deductible. So if you want to reward your staff with a positive message, I mean, who doesn't want their staff to stay positive? Anybody that wants to order some of these, and I do have a program where I can actually sell some in bulk. So if you are interested in buying some of these in bulk at a bulk discount, I can accommodate that. But any business owner, anybody that wants to remember to think positive thoughts, because it's easy to forget. But if you have a little reminder like this, that when I see it in the mirror, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, Jonathan? At least you have your health. At least you're walking around. There's so many things we have to be thankful for that sometimes it's hard to remember. And to me, this is just a little perfect, ideal reminder. Just, oh, you know what? Let me pause for a second and let me think about my blessing.
Exactly. Any shout outs?
Shout out to you, because you have nonstop been the Miss Connector lady. And I have to apologize, because for those of you who don't know, as Cindy said, I've known her since 2010. So that's 11 years that we've known each other. And she has been relentless in a good way of, hey, how can I connect you? How can I promote you? I'm like, Cindy, you're so great. Right now I'm really busy. So I just want to say thank you for reaching out to me, because you're like a natural connector. And I'm just very thankful that you came back to me, because this happens to be a time when I can actually sit down and say thank you and appreciate everything that you do, because like I said, you're a wonderful connector. And I feel that it's coming from your heart. You're not doing it, you don't say, hey, Jonathan, let me connect you on this podcast and send me 100 positive pins. You don't do that. I mean, this is something that I think that you're a natural, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just so thankful.
I'll take 5.
Okay, yeah, give me your address.
Well, hello. This is Cindy, your host over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. And today my host is Jonathan. Make sure that you check out his website at ThePositivePin.com. You definitely need to check out this amazing product. Show them what you got.
The Positive Pin.
There you go. So if you are a small to medium-sized business and you're actually looking for a very unique gift for the entrepreneur in your life, definitely check out PositivePin.com, and you can post on there when you're making the payment that you heard about this through Ask Cindy Connector Live.
Well, hey guys, this is Jonathan with The Positive Pin. The Positive Pin is a little magnetic lapel pin. It's a symbol to think positive thoughts, and I can't think of any better podcast to be on than Ask Cindy Connector Live, because she is such a natural at connecting people, and she stayed on top. She's relentless with wanting to help me and help people connect, and I'm so thankful for her. So if you really want to make some great connections, I suggest talking to Cindy.
Thank you. So anything else? We have about 6 minutes left on the show.
Let's see, what else? I don't know. I sincerely want to send you some pins. So make sure that I have your address, because I know you moved. You are no longer in Vacaville.
No, I am not.
And I'm looking forward to meeting Mary West. I'd like to talk to her about any way that I can be of service to her. So I'm based in Houston. So if you are, any of our listeners or people watching happen to be in Houston or the Houston area, let me know. I'd love to swing by and meet you, shake your hand, give you some pins to wear or share.
And are you from San Antonio? You live in Houston. Are you originally from San Antonio?
I am originally from San Antonio. Yes, I came to Houston in 1998, and it's been wonderful. I do go back. My family is from San Antonio, so I do go back pretty regularly, and I love that city. If you've never been to San Antonio, viewers, you should go. It's the most romantic city in Texas with the Riverwalk, and it's a fun, quaint, friendly city. Nice.
So I know a lot of realtors. How can a realtor use the Positive Pin, or even mortgage broker?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a great conversation starter. And when it comes to connecting and meeting people, any icebreaker you have, I think, is a real good asset. It's a nice tool. So, wearing a positive pin, someone may ask you, hey, what is that? Oh, it's just a reminder to think positive thoughts. Oh, really? And, what do you do? Oh, I'm a real estate broker. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm in the business of helping people realize the dream of home ownership, which is one of the biggest and sometimes the only investment that people ever make is in their house. So yeah, it's a great conversation starter.
And so how long you been in business with your positive?
Well, I started the pin in 2009. So I had the first ones made in 2009. So it's been fun. Like I said, it's a great thing to share. And so I just hope that a few people will buy a couple and just share them to feel that energy, because it's such a great thing. And like I said, on my, if you go to PositivePin.com, you can connect to my different links, and my YouTube page has probably 80 or 90 interviews where I interviewed people, some who sadly are no longer with us. I remember there was a young guy named Noah, and he's from San Antonio, and he had terminal cancer, and I got to interview him before he passed away, because he was always, even though he was battling cancer, he was always posting positive messages. And I had to get to it. You know, you seem to have such a you have such a great attitude with what you're facing. And he said, yeah, I mean, I have the option of feeling sorry for myself, or I can, you know, have a positive outlook while I'm here. And it was such a beautiful thing. He's a great kid.
Yeah, and that's what's so important. On my other show, I talk about making the most of the dash, and it's kind of like the same thing here, except more like in the business way. But every single morning when we wake up, the very first thing we need to say is that we're really grateful for another day of life, because a lot of people are complaining about what's currently happening in our country, or with COVID, or whatever the case may be. But literally the most important thing about every single morning is waking up. Be grateful that you have woken up. I mean, there's so much to be grateful for. What are you grateful for, let's say, today?
Family. My family just drove in, so without a doubt, family. You know, and you know, there are people out there that don't have that, but so it's always good to remember, what am I thankful for? What am I grateful for? What in my life do I have to be thankful for? Because people out there would trade places with us in an instant. So we're all very blessed just to be here online, just to have a computer to watch, just to have electricity, to have running water. The list goes on and on of what we should be thankful for. So it's just a matter of taking a minute to reflect on that. And we get busy, so sometimes we just don't think about what we should be thankful for. But if you just pause for a second and think, what am I thankful for? What do I have in my life? Because there's a lot of things that I don't have that I would love to have. But you know what? All things being said, I'm pretty blessed.
So what is the one thing that you don't have that you would love to have?
Money. No, I'm kidding. Geez. You know what's funny on that joke? The older I get, the less important having a lot of, you know, when we're younger, like, gosh, if I could just have $1 million, $10 million. And I'm not saying that wouldn't be great, but those things that we think are important to us as we're younger tend to get less important. The real value in life are the friendships we make, the things we learn, the skills we build. So, you know, one thing I always found very interesting was that when we're younger, we think, oh gosh, if I can just have a lot of money, you know, I'll be happy. But you see the stories of millionaires who take their lives. So money maybe is not the answer. So, and you see people that don't have a lot, but they're happy. And so when I say don't have a lot of money that are happy. So it's all kind of what you make of your life, how you reflect on the things that you have.
Exactly. And it's really super important to surround yourself by people who have more than what you have. So you're learning how to become successful. And of course, just be around people who are in positive mindset, or maybe talk people into having more of a positive mindset. One of the things that I've done for several years is when someone's having a bad day, is I call and I say, hey, let's laugh for like 2 minutes. They're like, seriously, for 2 minutes? Because I went to a seminar when I lived in Vacaville, and for 10 minutes we had to laugh. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It's hard, I bet, right?
Well, because you start hearing everybody's laughter that's worse than your laugh, and then you just start laughing. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches who are actually doing that now, just doing like a laughter seminar.
I did and when I was in San Antonio several years ago, I went to a small little meeting like that, and we did a little exercise. We had to sit across from someone we did not know, and we had to look at them directly in the eyes for 30 seconds. And it was so uncomfortable to look a stranger in the eyes, not say anything, just look at him in the eyes. And it was weird. Like, wow, it was like one of those get out of your comfort zone so you can grow things. It was really fascinating.
Okay, let's do this one more time. So how much are the pins and where do they go to?
They click on the order now button And if you go click on the order now at PositivePin.com, you can click on that, Cindy, right?
Yes, it's open.
Okay, though it's a little delayed on my side.
So yeah, just PositivePin.com, and you just click the order now button. Here, let me do that for you really quickly. And then that'll take you to the PayPal.
Okay, so now if you look on the right, it says white. Now if you click on that white drop down button, I have a couple of colors in stock. Go up where it says, there you go. And I think I have pink in stock and what?
Orange.
Orange. Yeah, so I need to check my inventory because I sold out on a bunch of these, but if you want to just go with basic white, please do. And then you can click as many as you want to order, add to cart, and it will take you to the PayPal page. And then mention in the special instructions on the PayPal, saw you on Cindy's podcast, and I'll double your order.
Well, there you go. Anything else before we close out?
That's it. I just want to say thanks again for connecting. Thanks for being relentless in your quest to connect people, because I sincerely am very thankful for you. And don't forget to give me your address so I can send you some pins.
Definitely. I'm going to pop you in the green room. Just hang tight for 1 minute. I think there might be a charcuterie board and a glass of wine in there for you.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure that you go to PositivePin, that's PIN.com. And if you like to order, you're going to hit the order button, and then you're going to pick the color that you want. After that, you're going to put right in there that you've heard about this amazing Positive PIN on Ask Cindy Connector Live. So next week I am on hiatus. I'm speaking at the Leverage Conference. Go to surfcityalohamarketing.com for more information. And I'll see you next Wednesday on my other podcast at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, where I'm interviewing amazing aviation friends that are going to share their bucket list story. Shaka, baby. Woohoo!